time.
Did he?
Close. All right, guys. Welcome to our final round here of our Wednesday night standard showdown at GameSwap in Mason, Ohio.
Yeah. Lovely,
Recap. My
lovely
name
weather.
is Patrick R. Savage. This is Justin Blackburn.
What's up?
We're watching Table 1. These players are both undefeated. 3-0 players. We have Dakota Howell, who you saw in round 1, on green-white aggro, and apparently he has the authorities on his side because his appeals were answered. And we have his opponent, Joshua Ollie, on blue-white auras. So, deck I would feel like you would like if you played standard. This is the standard version of Boggles.
Yeah, I looked at it. The deck is way too expensive.
What?
Legion's Landing is like $12 a piece. It's ridiculous.
Literally, the week this came out, week Rivals came out, Jim Davis played a league with this deck. He 5-0'd the league, and it paid for the deck.
I mean, I completely believe that the deck is fine. I just don't particularly enjoy standard. Like, I mean, I don't mind watching it. Every time I play it, I feel bad.
Oh, did he draw SRAM? I think he drew SRAM. I think he has 2 lands, a bunch of auras, and SRAM.
Yes, that is definitely SRAM.
You should play SRAM and Boggles.
That looks like Windfall. I don't know what that card is.
It's Curious Obsession.
Oh, it's the
Curiosity. Yeah.
Okay.
And this is a deck. Dakota does not have that much removal, so I think a turn 2 SRAM's gonna stick. No God, you stick a turn 2 SRAM. You can go turn 2 SRAM. Oh, he's not going for the SRAM.
I mean, I've seen the power of Legion's Landing. I feel like Legion's Landing is more safe though.
It's definitely safer. But I feel like Josh should know what Dakota's on by now. And then you can go turn. So you go turn 2 SRAM. Probably doesn't get removed.
Ooh, Pouncer. That's really good.
That's really good. And then you can go Curious Obsession into Cartouche Knowledge. Draw 1, 2, 3, 4 cards.
Yeah, Josh has Cartouche, so he just should slam Cartouche here and beat.
I would play SRAM first.
But he can't. Oh, Cartouche is 2-drop?
Yeah, it's 2-drop.
I didn't know that. I thought it was.
Ooh, there's a Sky Marcher Aspirant as well.
Yep. I actually
so we're gonna attack here for 2. So if we're not playing Sky Marcher, I guess. Or we're playing Sky Marcher, I guess. We're not playing Curious Obsession. So
yeah.
I don't know.
I don't see why you wouldn't run it out here on
I just wanna jam this SRAM into play.
Jam the SRAM.
Jam the SRAM. My new band name, Jam the SRAM.
I don't know. I guess we have to build a SRAM commander deck now.
Those are dumb.
I have all the pieces. I play Boggles.
Yeah. All right, so what's this? Is he a Branch Walker for Dakota here? Servo Exhibition and a Danto Vanguard. And no 3rd land for Dakota. That's...
I mean...
It's not great.
He's playing an aggro deck. It's not great. But
yeah, but he's more of like an aggro mid-range deck. He needs more lands than 2. He wants to be able to double spell at some point. Okay, can we please play SRAM into Curious Obsession here?
You and your SRAM.
You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
There
9.
he is.
Yay! Because it just
SRAM.
draws so many cards, so much value.
I would like to point out that he is chewing on a wrench. That cannot feel good.
What?
The thing in SRAM's mouth is a wrench.
Is it really?
I'm pretty sure. I think it's kind of like...
We've ascended 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have ascended.
It's not foil. Why aren't they foil?
Well, why aren't what foil?
The City's Blessing tokens.
Because they don't have much room in the pack to put them.
No, they are in foil. That's what I mean. They're promo now in foil.
From what? Where do you get them from?
Placing well.
Oh. Oh, like F&M or something?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Because they replaced
That's
the
cool.
cards with
I didn't know that.
Foil tokens.
Well, then they changed them. They just decided they were changing them back.
Yes, but because they did them to the tokens, they have these set. I think it was when we were trying to Dominaria is when they are gonna.
I believe so.
Fix it, but right now it is the Phoenix token on the other side and foil City's Blessing instead of treasures.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Because I don't believe they got new treasure tokens. I think it's just.
I don't think so.
Ones.
No. We should take 5 here for Josh, right?
Yeah.
We have a big life-linking creature. We just go to 18.
Yeah, this is exactly how Boggles plays, really.
Yeah.
You want to gain your life back.
It's even better when you put your auras on an Danto Vanguard.
No, that's pretty good.
That's Danto Vanguard is the reason this deck exists.
Yeah.
So what you're telling me right now is we can just play Cartouche, or Cartouche, Curious Obsession this turn.
Probably.
Draw a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards.
Does Ram get benefits to being enchanted?
No, he just.
Okay.
It's literally on the screen right there.
Oh,
if you cast an Aura, Equipment, or
okay.
Vehicle spell, draw a card.
Yeah, I knew he was good.
Now all of our creatures have flying. Oh, we have a Cartouche of Solidarity. So now we have a creature that has Vigilance now.
Solidarity is very good.
It's a card that Boggles players do not play enough of.
I play it. I played 4.
I know.
I even had 6 tokens. It was a Arcade Post token, and it was a dog wearing armor.
Yeah, I would want to put my Curious Obsession on another creature here. Why are we not playing this Curious Obsession before combat?
Is he? No, he's not worried about anything. Josh is in a 5 position.
I mean, I guess did he draw a copy of Dive Down?
No.
No. Oh, I guess maybe he wants to play this other copy of Legions. Oh, because
I think he should hold up.
He missed his Legion's Landing trigger.
Is that admissible?
I believe so.
I know the other ones aren't. So
some are Maze, some are Knots.
Are they really? That's interesting.
Legion Landing, I think, is not a May because it doesn't do anything on the backside.
Yeah. Like Search for Azcanta is definitely not a May.
No, it is. Search is a May. Normally, if they don't do anything once you play them on the front side, they are not Maze. Trust me, I know my Search for Azcanta.
Yeah, but I play with it too.
Search for Azcanta is a May.
Now the internet's working. Oh, actually, never mind. They fixed it.
All right, so Dakota's in a tough spot here. He needs some kind of way to deal with this vampire token, which I don't think he runs any main board. He could find a Gideon of the Trials, but either then he's just dead to the other flyers. So yeah, I think Dakota's just dead.
Yeah, this standard format is very much like a draft. You just kind of get flyers and good value things, and you.
Well, not really. I mean, this game we're seeing a lot of draft cards, cartouches, Curious Obsession, Sky Marcher Aspirant, a lot of commons, uncommons, the occasional SRAM. Although SRAM wasn't really a card you wanted to play in that draft format.
No, absolutely. Well, there was the one. There was the one enchant. The one aura at common level that you could just continuously bounce.
Oh. Oh, yes.
Like,
I don't remember what that card is called.
The aura itself isn't spectacular. It's like 2 mana, and you can bounce it for 2 mana.
Give it +1/+2, and then you bounce for 2 mana, because it was a way to trigger Revolt.
Oh, okay. I never even thought about it. Like, I only saw that card.
Well, that was the reason that card existed, was to trigger Revolt.
Oh, okay. I thought it was just to make Stramos a thing.
No. That was literally just in there to trigger Revolt.
Neat.
And the whole thing with SRAM was a weird side effect.
See, yeah, that does look like a wrench. But I just looked it up. And, Legion's Landing is definitely not a May.
Yeah. I think the ones that are not a May is the Gaia's Cradle is not a May.
I think the red one isn't.
The red one
what is the red one even called?
Is a May, I believe. It's Vance's Blasting Cannons. The red one I think might not be a May, but it's also hard to flip.
No, it is a May, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know why you wouldn't flip that.
Because maybe you just want the
extra card
every turn.
I guess that's fair.
Yeah, normally if they do something on the front side, they are Mays, and if they don't, they are not.
I guess that's fair.
Argul's Bloodfest is
that's probably not a May.
Not a May. I think that's the exception to the rule, if I remember correctly.
A rule of 5. 2. It is a May.
It is a May. Okay, that one's a May too.
Why?
Because again, it does something on the front side.
But you're gonna lose a game if you don't.
Not necessarily.
All right,
you can go down to 3.
But Lightning Bolt. Oh wait, we're in this.
Stop mentioning Lightning Bolt.
But
we have to pay 2 mana for our 3 damage spells right now.
Lightning Strike. Can we get the unrolls? Can we do 1.5?
It's not even 1.5 damage. It's
no 1.5 mana.
Oh.
Can we get that half mana going?
All right, so I expect Dakota. We do remember that Dakota has 2 copies of Naturalize in his board. I expect those to be coming in, along with any copies of like Excellence Binding, Cast Out, anything like that. He had Baffling Ends, right?
Who, Dakota?
Yeah.
I think so.
I think so. Baffling End is a very good card against Joshua's deck.
2 in the side.
And then I don't know what I would expect some copies of like Dive Down, maybe some Spell Pierces from Josh.
I mean, Dakota doesn't play it, but do you think Settle the Wreckage would be good here? I feel like it would be great.
Yes, Settle the Wreckage is very good against Joshua.
If Dakota's still playing the list that he has on the website, he doesn't have it, but it would be.
I have not seen the green-white aggro deck play that many Settle the Wreckage, so I expect that's not a card he has. I think they generally favor towards Ixalan's Binding, so you can play them on things like the Scarab God to make sure they can't cast them anymore, things like Hazred. Other Planeswalkers, such as Chandra, the Phoenix, which isn't a Planeswalker, but it's hard to deal with, so it basically might be.
I still don't like the Phoenix.
Why not?
I understand why it's good. I just don't.
It's so good.
I know it's good. I just play Glorybringer.
You play both.
I know
one's
you
4
do.
mana, one's 5. They curve into each other so naturally.
I know. But
You can block something and trade, and then get it back on your next turn and has haste.
Yeah.
And attack them with it.
I just think the Phoenix should have had that Great Crash clause, like if it's still in your graveyard and then you have the token. Right? I don't know how Phoenix works.
It does, yeah. No, so the token says at the beginning of your upkeep, return target creature card named Rekindling Phoenix from your graveyard to the battlefield.
Oh, neat.
And it gains haste until end of turn.
Cool. I didn't know that. Never mind.
Yeah. So it's not that it comes back. If you exile the Phoenix, you disrupt it. But the cool thing is the elemental doesn't have to target the same Phoenix that it
I mean, I can't imagine how they would word that if it was supposed to.
You can't. You'd have to do some.
That's like some
you'd have to change the wording on the card entirely. You'd probably have to exile the Rekindling Phoenix and then bring it back at the end of turn. So we do see a Dive Down in Joshua's hand. Both players kept their opening 7 cards.
Yeah, Dive Down, a draft card that I never thought would actually see much play.
Yeah, Dive Down's very good in this deck. It is something that has gotten me a lot of times when I was like, well,
Gotcha.
I need to cast out this thing, and if he has Dive Down, I lose. Oh, hey, guess what? He had it.
Yeah, I saw a Merfolk player I guess it wasn't the other day. It was kind of when Rivals came out. I saw him playing it, and I was like, it's an interesting card to play here. Like, I don't think it's very good, because a lot of your things have hexproof. And he never played it, so
yeah.
I never
Wait, oh, you mean in Modern?
It was no, just Merfolk standard. I stream standard. I don't play it.
Standard deck has
Merfolk?
hexproof Merfolk?
There aren't there?
No.
The tokens have hexproof.
Oh, the tokens have hexproof, yeah. But you don't. Honestly, that deck doesn't make that many tokens.
Well, he seemed
unless
to be
you're playing.
he seemed to be
Waters.
all in on the. Yeah, he seemed to be on the deeper.
Interesting.
It was an interesting build, but I just didn't know how I felt about Dive Down in there.
Dakota kept another 2-lander.
Did he?
Yep. And now Joshua gets to go SRAM into Curious Obsession.
Would you do that, or would you do the first striking one?
Does it give it first strike?
The cartouche certainly does.
Well, it already had first strike. There's already a cartouche on it.
Did it? Oh, neat.
I want to draw cards. I want to threaten to draw cards.
Yeah, I think cartouche. Or no, the cartouche still gives it extra power.
So does Curious Obsession.
Does it?
Yeah, gives it +1/+1 and
I
makes
didn't
so
know
it draws
that.
cards. The only downside to it is that if you don't attack, you have to sacrifice the enchantment.
Really? I thought it was a creature. I really don't know what these cards do.
Yeah, I think I would have played Curious Obsession there. I mean, he blocked anyway.
Curious Obsession seems fine.
But I want to threaten as many card draws possible. Plus, right now he's kind of struggling on blue mana, and so
this card is
getting
really good.
to use that blue mana now instead of holding it up for Dive Down. And you see that here is why this deck is not Boggles. You can interact with their creatures, which is kind of annoying, and that's what happened here. But there's still a SRAM in play.
In Modern, you can still very easily interact with the creatures. You just are on the play, and then you cast Chalice for 1.
So we have to have Simian Spirit Guide or Gemstone Caverns. Be on the draw.
You can do that, or you could just wait, and then do it on your second turn because there are no R's on the bottle.
Whatever. So here we see a SRAM getting suited up. He's drawn all 4 Cartouche of Solidarities in his deck. All 4 of them.
Wow, he has.
But yeah, if I was Josh right now, I'd play this second cartouche, and then I don't think I'd cast Curious Obsession. I would probably leave up Dive Down, because you want to make sure. Well, okay, no, he has the soldiers, so yeah, maybe you just play Dive Down on one of your other things.
See, the one thing that Joshua has in the cartouche with his cartouche is that the one thing that I had and he doesn't have, I have the cool tokens. I've got Arcade Post tokens, and I still had to carry around a warrior token because people didn't know what they did.
Oh yeah, they're ones with vigilance.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that, and they're like, it doesn't say vigilance, and it was like, it actually does at the very bottom. It does say vigilance, and then I show them the actual token. I was like, this is the token it makes, just so it's clear. So they couldn't mess it up. Like,
I would just tell them to read the card.
I have, and they were like, oh, I didn't know it did that, and I felt kind of bad, so I just carried it, and then I had no problems.
So we have an Aether Sphere Harvester here, which it's a decent way to answer what Josh is doing.
Josh, I think the most important part is it flies.
Yeah, if Josh tries to go in the air now with something like Cartouche of Knowledge, we can break that up. Also makes Josh almost not able to attack. Oh, it's Baffling End. I thought that was a SRAM.
No, Baffling.
No, so that's a lot better. So we can get rid of that Adorn Pouncer for good.
Yep. Baffle just hits creatures, right?
Correct.
Okay. Like, I knew it's good, but could be great. Actually, I disagree. I think that card is just
so if Joshua attacks here, he can try to bait Dakota into activating the Harvester and eating the SRAM, and then he can Baffling End the Harvester. So that's good if we're okay losing our SRAM. I don't know if I'm okay losing the SRAM or SRAM or however you pronounce it.
I believe it is SRAM. I don't think anybody cares though. I think it's SRAM or SRAM.
Yeah.
I think as long as you're not.
I don't know. I think that this card is so important in the stick. Oh wait, he can dive down to give it +0, +3, and hexproof. So are we okay basically trading our dive down and our Baffling End? No, so we're not going to use the dive down. That's fine.
Wait.
What?
Never mind. I was curious how that whole thing came to happen, but I understand now.
So we get to play.
Where is the? Did you know? Oh, never mind. I thought
he's going to play the Baffling End on the Aether Sphere Harvester. And he's going to play his Adonto Vanguard, which is the reason this card exists. Oh, and he also gets to hold up Dive Down. It's a good turn. A nice little turn here from Joshua.
What did he just put under there?
What? He didn't put on it. He just moved his cards around to put the Baffling End
I thought he put something
out of the way.
I was like, it doesn't really exile under it.
No, it does not exile under it.
Yeah.
It exiles it permanently.
Yeah. I mean, you can still exile it under it if you want. It doesn't come back when it leaves.
Yep. So we have a Servo Exhibition for Dakota. But Dakota's not really doing that much here.
I feel like SRAM's expertise would have been much better for him.
Well,
he does play it.
He plays in the board, I think.
I don't know. I think so. But, like, if he was going to leave Servo.
Although, no, I think he plays in the main because I don't really know what you would want to bring SRAM's expertise in against.
Yeah, it's 4 SRAM's expertise, 3 Servo expedition in the main.
So why am I playing Huatley? Huatley's so good.
I'm not sure.
Huatley's so good.
Huatley is good. What?
So if we're Josh here, why are we holding on to this Curious Obsession so hard?
Bluff card. Why not?
Well, I mean, so he's still holding up Dive Down, which I understand, but Dakota is not representing anything right now except maybe a Blossoming Defense, and I just want to get this Curious Obsession into play. Oh, we're casting Dive Down? What are we casting Dive Down on? Okay, so we're trading our Dive Down for his Adorn Pouncer.
Is that worth it?
I'm not a fan of that.
I don't think it's worth it.
So he kills the Adorn Pouncer, but if Dakota draws a land, he can just eternalize it and make a 4/4. I think that Adorn Pouncer was doing less in play, and it's gonna do more in the graveyard.
Like it
for
ate
Dakota.
It ate a token, but that's it. Like just don't kill
Yeah,
it.
I guess Josh, I believe, might be trying to go wide right now because he
think
has that Adonto the first fort.
I think he's just setting up lethal. Like I think he's just trying to establish lethal.
So it looks like Dakota's at 8.
Yeah, Dakota's at 8. Josh is
1,
at
2, 3,
23.
4, 5, 6, 7. Activate that, you get 8. So our player owned Adorn Pouncer.
That's lethal,
8,
right?
9. When Dakota, Joshua has lethal in play, but that's just assuming that there's no blockers, which Dakota's deck is very good at making blockers.
Yes. And then
what else are we playing this turn?
Free card.
Merfolk Branchwalker? J-Light Ranger. The Branchwalker's big bro. Server exhibition on top. Might keep that.
Yes. That is a Dakota play Huatali.
You mean Huatli?
Huatali.
Yeah, Huatli is a card I think
Put it
is
in your deck.
really good in this deck.
Put it in your deck. And kitty cat. Do his cats not match? I just thought about that.
He has some cats that match, some cats that don't match.
Shame.
All right,
that
so
cat always looks like it's
does a flying enchantment win the game? No.
It's good. It's not.
Another Adonto Vanguard. So can we afford to swing out here? So he needs to put Curious Obsession on the Adorn Pouncer, I think, if he wants to swing out. Actually, no. We just swing out with everything. And then if J-Light Ranger wants to eat the Adorn Pouncer, then we can just eternalize it.
Does he have them? No, he doesn't have
He does. He has that Adonto the first fort at the bottom of the screen.
Is it 5 mana to do it? I thought
It's
it was
5 mana to
6.
do it. Yep.
Okay. Oh, so if Dakota.
Yeah, this is one of the reasons I don't like those black perfect fits.
They're normally not that dark. I don't know what's making that one so dark.
I don't know.
It could just be the lighting. It's dark outside as well.
Also, why do we need the black perfect fits when we're not playing, when we're using checklist cards? The whole point of using checklist cards is that we can keep the Legion's Landing outside of our deck so that both sides can be clear and we don't need to use those
I don't know.
black shadow sleeves or whatever they're called.
I prefer them, but I don't really play with flip cards. When I do use the checklists just to have them. The thing ready.
Don't if I have opaque sleeves. I hate using checklist cards. I much prefer not using the real cards.
I mean, I don't play. I play with lots of flip cards in my commander deck, and I don't use checklists in there because that's just actually effort.
It's also commander.
Yeah, and then I don't know. I was gonna get tricked out checklist cards for my Hunt Masters and stuff, and then they unbanned Bloodbraid Elf, so I didn't have to worry about it at all.
Yeah, so these are some weird blocks here. Dakota doing a good job of making sure he doesn't have the Adorn Pouncer flip, so that he can't eternalize it. But yeah, I think this game is going well for Joshua. He's got a better board state, and Dakota's not really good at fighting from behind. Also, like we saw in match 1, he's not that good at dealing with flying creatures. But we'll see if Dakota can find a way to deal with this Adorn Pouncer or these 2 Adonto Vanguards that we have.
Is there really any way to deal with him? Like besides just
Baffling
producing-
End,
Okay, that's fair.
and then also Ixalan's Binding. Your
Producing
own
enough
copy.
blockers.
His own copy of Adonto Vanguard's not that good here when he's at
No,
8.
Yeah.
See, Branch Walker.
Flip a J-Light.
Don't think we can keep
It's
that
not
J-Light
good enough.
Ranger.
That's not good
That's not
enough.
going to save you. He can just keep attacking with Adonto Vanguards.
He kept it.
He kept the J-Light Ranger. Okay, so I think that's a bad play by Dakota. J-Light Ranger is not what you need to win this game. Adorn Pouncer is not really a problem, but these Adonto Vanguards are a problem. Oh, and there's Cartouche of Knowledge off the top for Joshua.
Cartouche of Flying.
Cartouche of Flying, basically. Can give this Adorn Pouncer +1/+1 flying, so it's a 4/4 double striker.
Wait, what? Not 4/4.
Or sorry, 2/2 double striker that deals
Yeah,
4 damage.
4/4
Unless he
would
draws a
be
blue land here.
Which he did.
He did. So it's a 3/3 double striker.
And never mind. I was gonna say something very dumb.
Oh no! Attack with Adanto Vanguards. He's forced to block. He has to block. Josh.
See, as bad as I think, I don't think that part will matter. Like,
no, it doesn't matter. But every point of damage, every equity. Don't leave equity and don't leave value sitting on the table.
What does Dakota have in his hand? Do we know?
Adanto Vanguard.
It is Adanto.
No, it's not Adanto Vanguards. I don't remember exactly what it is. But also, like, if you attack with the Vanguards, he has to block. You make yours indestructible. His die.
I understand that part. I'm just
and
saying,
that way, like, if Dakota rips like a Settle the Wreckage or something, like you don't know Dakota's list.
Yeah.
Settle the Wreckage is a very real card you could have here. Slaughter the Strong, a very real card you could have here.
Oh, that card is actually really good.
So why are we not attacking? We're at 24. We don't care about paying 4 life.
But every point of life matters.
No, it doesn't. Your life total, Joshua's life total is irrelevant right now.
You would make a very good Death Shadow player.
I mean, actually, no. I'm not a big fan of playing that deck.
Oh no!
Yeah, look, this J-Light Rager just doesn't matter.
Nope. Yep.
We need a baffling end, and I don't think we got
Dakota's just scooping.
That's going to be it. Joshua Ollie is going to take this match 2-0 over Dakota Howell. White-blue auras, or as I prefer to call it, white-blue SRAM, takes it over green-white aggro.
I think I like Baby Boggles.
Baby Boggles is also very good. Actually, I didn't think about that. I like that. But yeah, that's going to be it for us tonight, guys. We have our Thursday Night Modern League debut tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. So check that out if you guys want some hot modern action with Adam Olds and Robert Meadows. On Friday, we have our Modern F&M that we're all streaming. It starts at 7 p.m. with, I believe it's Mark and Mario. That's normal? I believe so. If I'm wrong,
I'm playing. So.
You can all berate me on Saturday for the standard PPTQ at 1 p.m. Join me and Robert Meadows as we crown our champion of that. It's going to be a lot of fun, guys. Join for any of those 3. Robert's not playing.
Robert's going to win.
That's not how it works.
Robert's going to win the commentary. It's okay.
Oh, thanks. Ouch. Join us for any of 3 of those guys. And on that, we will see you later. Have a good night. Enjoy.
Bye. Did Matt walk away?